You're welcome back. Well, Ireland is the fourth most expensive country in Europe for electricity. So when someone comes along and says they can save you money on your monthly power bill, well, we all want to know how. And that's exactly what one of my next guests claims he can do. Oliver Tatton of One Big Switch is with us. And Oliver is joined by consumer affairs expert Conor Pope from the Irish Times. So One Big Switch, how does it work, Oliver?
Well, it's collective bargaining. So we ask householders to join into our campaign. And then we take all those numbers, that large volume of people, and we go to the energy companies and we say, you know, give us a better deal, give us a better price, because we're coming with a large number of householders that want to switch over to you in the one go.
You're looking for a big group discount.
Big group discount, exactly.
All right. And what do I have to do then to get involved? What's the catch? Surely there's something.
Just give your email address into onebigswitch.ie and then you've joined the campaign. It's really quite simple, and there's no obligations, there's no fees, and then we go off and try and negotiate on your behalf.
So what's in it for you?
Well, we ask the energy company that we select ultimately to make a contribution to our campaign fees. So, you know, we've got costs associated with trying to join up everybody. Okay. So we ask for a contribution towards that. Okay,
presumably you get a commission as well.
Well, that's what it is, in the form of a commission.
All right, okay. Sounds like a good idea on the face of it. Group discounts, Conor?
Yeah, it might work. I'm not entirely convinced because I think consumers, if they were more proactive, they could save themselves substantially more money by doing it themselves than by going through any other campaign. There's a couple of questions that I think would need to be answered before I was convinced that this is a good idea. And by the way, I'm not entirely against it because I think anything that gives our utilities a good kicking is to be welcomed, and this is something that might potentially give them a good kicking. But there's the commission thing. I mean, obviously the One Big Switch isn't in it for the goodness of my health or to try and make my budget more easy to manage. They want to make a profit, and fair play to them, that's their business. So they'll be taking a level of commission from the providers. The other thing is, how much can they realistically save? I mean, if you're looking at saving 4% off my bill or 6%, I'm not sure that's sufficient to make this campaign work, because Oliver is right saying in the early stages what you have to do is you key in your email address and your county and away you go. There is going to be an awful lot more to it, because you know people will have to make the switch and they'll have to go from one provider to another provider.
Will they not automatically sign up the way the banks do?
Well, the bank. I wish the changing bank was as easy as the banks try and convince us it is, because it's not easy and it can be hideously complicated. But that's not to say I'm against this idea. I think collective bargaining makes sense, and I'd like to see this spread across a whole range of things, but until we know how much the savings are we talking 5% or 15%?
Well, can you answer that, Oliver?
Well, we don't know yet, but it's going to be an off-market offer, so it'll be something that won't be available. I mean, this is something that you won't find on the comparator sites. And, you know, we're hoping that it's going to be better. I mean, we are
better than what, 5% or 10%?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're on. I mean, we found that 40% of people have never switched. So, in fact, a lot of them are paying the standard rate still with their providers. So people could easily save hundreds of euros if they're still on the standard rates.
But they could save that already by just making a call to Bord Gáis Energy or Flowgas. And that's the thing that kills me, Colette. So many Irish consumers are incredibly lethargic when it comes to making the saving. And forget about every other sphere. Forget about health insurance or broadband or telephones. Electricity and gas are the two things where it doesn't make a blind bit of difference who provides it. Electric Ireland's electricity isn't any better than Flowgas's electricity or Flowgas's or Bord Gáis Energy's. So the fact that 40% of the market, which is roughly around, you might be looking at 600,000 or 700,000 people, have never once made the switch. Now, all of those people collectively have wasted tens, if not hundreds of millions of euro simply by not making the call.
What about the 60% of people that are regularly switching and are promiscuous switchers? Will they save money, Oliver?
Well, they could indeed. I mean, that's the idea, that if you accept an offer from One Big Switch, you don't have to take it, but you can use it to shop around with your existing providers. I mean, it will give you a benchmark that's an off-market benchmark as to what prices are. So it's kind of like, why would you not get it? You know, I'd agree with Conor. We want to encourage switching. We want to encourage people to switch around. There is no obligation in One Big Switch. We're actually trying to unlock discounts that aren't available and open up the market a little bit more and get people to...
Has it worked in other countries?
The only two countries that I'm aware that's been tried is Australia and the UK. Which magazine, which is one of the big respected consumer groups in the UK, launched a big switch-style campaign a couple of years ago, and it kind of fizzled out. You know, there wasn't any momentum behind it. It worked. It saved some people some money, but then we never heard any more of it. It's working much more effectively and efficiently in Australia. So, you know, it has potential. I'd love to see it work. I remain to be convinced.
You needed 20,000, wasn't that the objective, as sort of a critical mass? Where are you now, Oliver?
We're 31,000 now.
Okay.
And there's still a few days left to join on BigSwitch.ie. What I would say about the other jurisdictions is that in Australia, 1 in 7 households have joined this. The company in Australia has been in existence just for a couple of years. And they have saved people a lot of money in a lot of different verticals. So with their health insurance, with their mortgages, and obviously with their electricity. So look, it's still an experiment for us here, but there's no obligation involved in it. So we are encouraging people to try and sign up before the deadline.
Are there similar schemes, Conor, in terms of health insurance, for example? Because I know that's a big bugbear of our viewers.
In other jurisdictions, yes. I think when it comes to health insurance, I'm not sure it would work because it's such a hideously complicated area, and an awful lot of people are absolutely terrified. I mean, whatever about the switching in the utility market, you know, only 27% of people have ever switched health insurer, and that's because they have this misguided sense of loyalty, and frankly because the state has been derelict in its duty in explaining to people that there is no ramifications from moving from the VHI to Leia to Aviva or whatever it might be, that you can switch with impunity, and people need that message to be hammered home. I'm not sure a campaign like this would be successful in pushing that message because the state hasn't been very successful. All
right, back to the energy providers, ESB, Bord Gáis, Electric Ireland, Flowgas. Who's the best at the moment?
Well, Energia claim to be offering the best value to new entrants because they're the new provider. They wanted to make a bit of a buzz. They claim to be offering the best value. Flowgas also claim to be offering the best value when it comes to gas. Bord Gáis Energy say they offer the best gas value when it comes to electricity. To be honest, you'd probably be as well off mixing and matching. And then it depends if you go for electronic billing or if you pay by direct debit. It's not hideously complicated. There's only 4 or 5 providers out there. I would urge people to shop around.
Okay, so are you guaranteeing, Oliver, if people sign up before Sunday, and that's the deadline, sign up to onebigswitch.ie, you will get them a discount?
Yes,
definitely.
Yes, we will definitely get a discount and we will definitely get an offer. But one other thing I would say just about switching, 70% of people who haven't switched say that the reason that they haven't switched was either because they have no time or it's too difficult. And that's really what One Big Switch takes out of the equation. We do the negotiation on your behalf, there's no obligations, and then you can take it if you wish. But we've done the work for you.
All right, have you been on the website?
I have, but there's no negotiations when it comes to electricity or gas. It's not like I can ring Flowgas and say, tell you, what's your best offer? I'll give you 20%. There's no negotiation.
Well, you can do that with car insurance.
You just go onto a website comparison site, key in all the details, and away you go. Simple.
Right. Okay, so we have your option and we have your option. Web comparison site and onebigswitch.ie. Okay, hopefully we've given all the information to our consumers. Thanks indeed. Our viewers, should I say, instead of our consumers. Well, the consumers too. Indeed. Oliver and Conor, thanks indeed for coming in to us this evening. All right, if you'd like to get in touch with us on the show or you have a story that you'd like to tell us, you can contact us by email on midweek@tv3.ie, and you can watch tonight's show back on the 3 Player. Vincent is here next, so stay with us. Good night.